Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here. Damn, December 4th. That's a long time, ain't it? We only in October, brother. But anyways, though, we back with another reaction video today. We finna react to every MVP since every NBA MVP since the 2000s. So every MVP from the 2000s is going to be ranked here. This should be an interesting video. All I know is Allen Iverson better be S tier. That's all I know. Allen Iverson better be S tier. If Allen Iverson is not S tier, this list invalid. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into this. Is this volume too low?
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd do something a little bit more chill and easier today because I've kind of been falling behind schedule a little bit with everything going on in memberships and all the live streams and all that. And so I thought this would be fun to do. This is an article actually from Medium, medium.com. And
you took an article from Medium. You took an article from Medium.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Medium, of all the websites you could have got inspiration for this video from, you got it from Medium. One of the worst publications out there.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
this one caught my attention because it's ranking every MVP season in the 21st century. And this is fun for a couple reasons. One, we're starting up the new NBA season, which I am very, very excited about. And I'm not just saying that. You guys know I'm an old school basketball fan, and, you know, eras from generations past, like the 90s and 2000s, tend to be my favorite time of basketball. But man, I'm really excited about the way things are going with the NBA recently. Still think the All-Star game sucks, that's for sure. We need to fix All-Star weekend, definitely. But this new batch of players that are coming into the NBA, I think Victor Wembanyama is about to have a monster season. We've got a really I
don't like this Wembanyama hype, bro. The one game, this brother have one good game, all of a sudden Wembanyama, y'all niggas worse than the 2K announcer. Wembanyama. Y'all worse than the 2K announcer, bro. Y'all glazing the fuck out of Wembanyama, ain't y'all? I think we need to pump the brakes and just see how he play, or if he can go through if he can't play a full season. Let's at least see. Let's at least wait till Christmas to start glazing, bro. Around Christmas, I can understand you glazing, but the first game, nigga, have the one good game all of a sudden. Come on, bro. I think we need to slow down on the Wembanyama glazing. I see the potential. I do. I really see the potential, but I'm not glazing the man. Like let's see the man play a season first. Let's see how the season go first. At least let's go to get to Christmas. At least let's get to Christmas. At bare minimum, Christmas. Then I can understand y'all glazing.
A big group of likable stars in the NBA at the moment. And then these past couple years of the NBA playoffs, the intensity has picked up, things have become more physical. So I'm not gonna lie, this is the most excited I've been for a upcoming NBA season in a long time, in a long time. And so because of that, I want to talk about the MVP race, what I'm looking forward to. I think Nikola Jokic is going to be in the running, obviously SGA and the Thunder, seeing how they can defend their title. And then, you know, even people are getting hyped up about Wemby. I don't think the Spurs are going to be good enough, but, you know, we'll see how that all plays out. But seeing that we're talking about MVPs and an NBA season, let's go ahead and look at this one. So, obviously, a hot take right off the jump. But, guys, let me know in the comment section a couple things.
That's cool.
How your list would change up from this list and from my list.
That's cool.
And also, who do you think is going to be the MVP of this season in the NBA? And so
I'm not really checking for Philly, but that's cool. It's good to see he out there balling.
This is actually a video topic I've wanted to do on my own, but not just for the 21st century. I'm talking every season in NBA history. Like, I want to rank, every season starting from the NBA's infancy. And so I think that would be tons of fun, and I will do that at some point. But right now, 21st century, we got Steve Nash in 2006. This is a hot take. So let's go ahead and read what
That is not a hot take, bro. Steve Nash MVP seasons are ass. Steve Nash MVP seasons are ass.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
There's no arguing that. There's no arguing that he has some of the worst MVP seasons of the 2000s. If there's anybody at the bottom, it has to be Steve Nash. That's not even controversial at all. That's actually pretty accurate.
Has to say about this one a little bit. Steve Nash's 2006 MVP was certain to land at the bottom of this list. Wow, certain. Okay. As it does in almost everybody's. A lot of people believe the award should have gone to Kobe Bryant, who averaged 35, 5, and 4. From an individual level, I've talked about how Kobe deserved it, but again, the Lakers were like a 7 seed at that point, so I'm not surprised they didn't give it to him. LeBron James put up 31, 7, and 6. Yeah, so from a number standpoint, the Cavs were a 4th seed, and the Mavericks to 60 wins. All major advanced stats were also led by either Nowitzki or James. We can argue all day about who deserved the MVP, but it wasn't Steve Nash. And his MVP season pales in comparison to everyone on this list, despite the elite 18, 10, 5. I just think they're being too harsh. If you don't understand Steve Nash's MVP season, it's crazy that I'm defending him because, again, I was a Lakers fan, a Kobe fan who wanted him to win MVP.
I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks. The impact that the Phoenix Suns, Steve Nash Suns had in the mid-2000s. They were a run-and-gun transition, 7-second offense, 3-point shooting team. And, we have a lot of teams now that shoot a lot of threes and play up-tempo and are exciting. But these guys kind of revolutionized the game. And they were putting up a ridiculous amount of points at a time where there was just less points being scored. And so, I don't know. I don't feel like this guy was leading the way. It was Steve Nash and it was Mike D'Antoni that made that happen. And I don't feel like, Nash is being properly recognized for the impact he had on the NBA. If you want to give a guy like, say, Steph Curry extra points for the impact he had in revolutionizing the NBA and making it a 3-point shooting era, then why can't we give Steve Nash bonus points for the way he turned the game into more... He didn't necessarily transform it, but he led it in that direction where it became more about transition and 3-point shooting and all that. They were just well ahead of the curve. And so, yeah, I feel like they're being a little bit harsh here to say, it's certain he didn't deserve it. He should be at the bottom of the list. It pales in comparison. Nah, the vernacular here is way too strong. 25, Derrick Rose in 2011. Kind of a similar thing, actually. I mean, people were really excited about Rose. He was the youngest MVP in NBA history. LeBron had been kind of dominating the award for a little bit at this point. Plus, LeBron was kind of being recognized as the NBA's villain for the fact that he just
was good with
Miami Heat. So it would have been
was
hard
good with
to
you,
give
Kobe.
LeBron
I ain't
the
see you
MVP,
comment
especially
there.
when he's now got a legitimate superstar in Wade and Bosh alongside of him. And, the numbers weren't necessarily monstrous from Derrick Rose, but they were an amazing Chicago Bulls team.
His team was the best seed in the East. The Bulls were actually doing pretty good. So I don't really think LeBron's stats was really that crazy either. So it could have went either way to LeBron or D Rose. Because LeBron's stats weren't that crazy that year either. They were damn near. They was just a little bit higher, like 2 points higher in every category. Like you go every category, you probably like 2 points higher. But Derrick Rose led his team to the number 1 seed. That's why he got the MVP.
You see here 25 points, 4 rebounds, 7.7 assists. So, yeah, I mean, not from a statistical standpoint, not the most dominant season ever. But you also have to remember that the Chicago Bulls didn't really score a lot of points. So he was a large chunk of their offense. And So yeah, I'd probably have it around the bottom of the list as well. You could definitely argue that even though he won the MVP, the true best player of the NBA that season was actually LeBron James. But obviously LeBron had his playoff shortcomings, which shouldn't play into this and didn't really play into this for the voters. But still, it was a special year for D-Rose, special year for the Bulls. And anytime there's a big surprising season like that, the voters like to lean in that direction. They like a good story, a good narrative, something exciting and new. Number 24, Allen Iverson in 2001.
This video ass. This video ass. This video ass. This video is ass.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
What the fuck is this?
Boy, ain't no
what
way,
the
boy.
fuck is this?
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
This list ass. This list is complete ass. Allen Iverson should at least be in the top 5. This man took an ass team to the finals and won a game against an unbeatable team. Ain't no way y'all saying his MVP is not worthy, bro. Ain't that worthy, bro. Fuck out of here. At least he went to the finals. Unlike the last two, he actually went to the finals. Fuck you, Reed. This shit ass.
This one also seems a little bit low. I feel like the person who's ranking this list so far, based on what I'm seeing and based on some of their logic, is probably a pretty young person who's probably looking at numbers.
Look at the stats, bro. Look at the stats, bro. 31 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2.5 steals on 42% from the field. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all tripping. And he's 5'10". Y'all have to remember that Allen Iverson is 5'10". They say he's 6 feet. He really 5'10". Let's be real. Allen Iverson was 5'10", bro. This is a 5'10" point guard that plays shooting guard, averaging 31 points, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2.5 steals on 42%. Fuck out of here, bro. There's no way this is at the bottom, bro. This is top tier right here, bro. And he took his team to the finals. Fuck out of here.
Goal percentages quite a bit. Allen Iverson was massive for these Philadelphia 76ers. They were 56-26. They had the best record in the Eastern Conference. He didn't carry this team outright. They had a great defense, but it would be fair to say that Allen Iverson carried his team offensively because they needed him to be scoring all of those baskets. And so he easily scored the greatest percentage of his team's points out of any player in the league that season. And the answer needs respect for the impact he had, how much he was leaned upon, the numbers he put up. And that's before you even factor in how impressive his playoff campaign was, because that didn't factor into this at all. So yeah, maybe there's an argument for Shaquille O'Neal in 2001, but for me, I got no problems with Allen Iverson winning it, and because of how hard he was leaned upon, I think it got to have it higher than this, personally. Steve Nash, 2005. I do agree that his 2005 MVP campaign was actually better than his 2008. His facilitating was even better. It's not 2008, than his 2006. But his facilitating was better in 2005. And this is when it really, really, when they broke out and, the 7-second offense Suns really started to shock the basketball world. And the turnaround, too, from where they were the previous season when they brought Steve Nash in, you got to recognize that. And Kobe had a really bad year that year.
Kobe didn't even play that year, so I don't know why you're bringing Kobe up. The real person that, if we had to say stat-wise, if there was a person stat-wise that deserved the MVP that year, from a stats perspective, was Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson. People sleep on Allen Iverson 2005 season, bro. Allen Iverson 2005 season is actually, I think he led the league in scoring and steals that year. I think that was the final time he led the league in scoring. Because after that, it was over for him. And I think it was Kobe for the next 2 years. Then LeBron did it. Then Wade did it. And then I think, that's when Allen Iverson fizzled out.
I think this is the year where Shaq's always complaining about him not winning MVP, but, to me, that's silly. Steve Nash was more deserving this year. Steph Curry in 2015. It's funny, as far as like from a statistic.
Bruh. There was nobody doing it. There was nobody that was worthy of being the MVP in 2015. Like, the Warriors was the number 1 seed. They was pretty much dominating pretty much the whole way through. If there was a second, it probably would have been LeBron. And I say probably because it ain't for certain. It probably could have been LeBron. It probably could have been James Harden. But nah, Steph and the Warriors was pretty much dominating that season, bro.
Statistical standpoint, this was definitely one of the tamest MVP seasons probably ever. 23.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, 7.7 assists, 48% shooting. And but again, they won 67 games. He was obviously the leader and the, just the engine of that offense. Everybody played off of Steph. And so he did an excellent job there, and this was kind of the beginning of the Warriors taking off. And how would I rank it in comparisons to these others? I would definitely say Allen Iverson's needs to be above Steph Curry in 2015.
Facts.
Having Iverson below that, especially how much he was leaned upon, that's kind of egregious if you ask me. I would rank Derrick Rose ahead of Steph Curry as well.
That's fair.
21, Kobe Bryant in 2008. Yeah, this MVP season for Kobe has always been kind of a weird one for me, and here's why.
This was the I want to say this was like the we apologize for doubting you all them years. We apologize for blackballing you all them years from the MVP. Because the time we gotta remember the Colorado situation definitely had Kobe blackballed from a lot of shit, especially in the NBA. Kobe wasn't the most favored player during that time period. Like, after Shaq left, they put the blame on him. They made Kobe the villain, but he accepted it. That's the one thing you can't say about Kobe. He didn't accept it. He accepted the fuck out that villain role and played it to perfection. This was their way of giving him back. Like, yeah, we fucked you over for a couple of years on the MVP, so we're gonna give you this one as a sorry. Because the Lakers back on top now. So the Lakers back on top. The moneymaker is back on top. So now that the moneymaker is back on top, we gonna give you the MVP because we need that money. We need that money and that exposure. It's way more Laker fans than it is any other team in the world. So yeah.
Why? Was Kobe deserving that year? Sure. His main competition was Chris Paul of the New Orleans Hornets, who had a monster year of his own. But the reason why it was weird for me is because Kobe was more deserving of the MVP in 2007 and in 2006. Like, he averaged 35 points per game and was first team all defense.
He was more deserving of it in 2003, but they gave it to Tim Duncan. He was way more deserving of it in 2003. I was shocked that they didn't give it to him in 2003. The way he was playing, he should have got it. And that was when they was going for the 4-peat. So it should have went to him, but they gave it to Tim Duncan instead. I ain't mad at it because Tim Duncan was putting up them stats, but Kobe was on some other shit that year.
In 2006. Then he averaged 32 points per game and was first team all defense in 2007. And then this year, after they got Pau Gasol, naturally they get Pau, they start winning more. But Kobe's numbers are more, I want to say pedestrian, but more down to earth. And then they give him the MVP. This is basically, congrats on winning. Now that you have Pau, here's an MVP award. So for me, it was always kind of weird because I felt like Kobe was better the previous 2 seasons, and I feel like a lot of Laker fans experienced that. But that's just the politics of the MVP award, how it works. You know, you're rewarded not just for how you play individually, but for having a good team. And so, yeah, you got Pau. Here's your MVP, Kobe. It was almost like a lifetime achievement award or a career.
Pretty much. But I will say this, though. The fact that Joel Embiid is not at the bottom is egregious, bro. How is Joel Embiid not down here at the bottom, bro? Joel Embiid MVP season is terrible, bro. He didn't even fucking deserve it. I'm just saying, bro. Joel Embiid should have been at the bottom with Steve Nash, bro, for one of the worst MVP seasons of all time, bro.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I'm just saying, bro. Joel Embiid shouldn't even be there, bro. He had one of the worst MVP seasons of all time, bro.
Career Achievement Award. Oh, this is savage. The photo they got here for Dirk Nowitzki is...
Dirk had a great season, but he should definitely be at the bottom with Joel Embiid and Steve Nash.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
He should be down here at the bottom. He should be a bottom feeder as well. He should be way lower than this because he got swept in the first round by the 8th seed. He was the number 1 seed and got swept by an 8th seed. Nah, that's a terrible MVP season.
Savage. So Dirk Nowitzki, number 20, his 2007 MVP. For those of you who don't know the context behind the situation, the Dallas Mavericks had the best record in the NBA. They won 67 games that year. And so they were a legitimate force heading into the NBA playoffs. What happens? They meet up with the 8th-seeded Golden State Warriors in the first round that had guys like Baron Davis on the team. And they had some really good players, but the Dallas Mavericks were heavily favored. Now, the Mavericks did not do well against those Warriors in the regular season either. So there was some writing on the wall. I do remember talking about this in the mid-2000s, mid to late-ish 2000s, saying, hey, these Warriors can challenge the Mavericks because I remember what happened in that regular season. And lo and behold, they actually knocked them out. And so what happens? They have the MVP ceremony after Dirk Nowitzki's been eliminated, and it was, without question, the most awkward MVP ceremony that I have ever seen. It is nuts. And so, yeah, really, really sad for Dirk. From a numbers standpoint, also kind of tame compared to, even by his own standards, to be honest. 24.6 points, 8.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 50% shooting. And so he was ridiculously efficient, though, too, as well, 50, 40, 90 season. But yeah, personally, this is tough because originally I wanted to say you could have this one lower, but this image right here of him being eliminated out of the first round, this shouldn't affect our logic because it's a regular season award. It doesn't matter what happened in the playoffs. The MVP award is...
Nah, brother. If you win MVP, you're expected to take your team. You were named the most valuable player. That means you are considered the best player in the league. So if you win this award, you're supposed to go out there and prove it once you get the award. That's been the legitimacy of this award. The legitimacy of the MVP is you going out there and you playing nah. You're supposed to go out there and you're supposed to win. That's not how this works. You can't just say, oh, it's a regular season award. No, you can't you can't move the goalposts and push the agenda like that. Yes, it's a regular season award, but it means so much more. It means that you're the best player in the league, which means your team is a top 3 team. You putting up some of the best stats ever, which means you're one of the best players in the league. So now you got to go into the postseason and prove it that you're worthy. And he didn't do that.
Regular season award. And people often conflate the two, and we're not supposed to do that. So yeah, this is probably a proper spot, to be honest. Maybe a little bit lower, but I wouldn't penalize it too hard because of what happened in the playoffs. Number 19, Tim Duncan in 2002. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I feel like this should be higher. Duncan averaged 25.5 points, 12.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 2.5 blocks on 51% shooting. Why the heck is this only 19? I mean, talk about.
I'll say this: the 2002 season wasn't strong. Like, if Tracy McGrady and the Orlando Magic was like a third or second seed in the East, guarantee you Tracy McGrady would have had an MVP. That MVP would have went to Tracy McGrady. If the Magic was like a third, if the Mavericks was like not the Maverick, but if the Magic was like a top 3 seed in the East, but they weren't. I think there was like a 4th or 5th seed that year.
A well-rounded MVP season from a team that was a, championship contender. Let me read this here to see what their logic was. I don't think there's any doubt that Tim Duncan should have won the 2002 MVP. The only other worthy winner was Shaq, who split the advanced stats with Duncan. Both players led their teams to 58 wins. But Tim's Spurs won the tiebreaker from their matchup with the Lakers that season, an almost 26 point per game season in the dead ball era. Okay, like, if anything, you're like talking it up. So why'd you only rank it 19th? I would have ranked that higher. I definitely would have ranked it higher over this one. So let's be fair. Well, this was some monstrous numbers from NBA.
This by far is one of the worst MVP seasons of all time, bro. He didn't even deserve it. They only gave it to him because he cried about it. No.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
No, this is one of the ones where he only got it because he cried about it. Fuck out of here. And has he been worthy of it ever since? Fuck no.
Try. Get this sorry ass nigga out of here! You stop!
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
What more do you want from me?
Get this sorry ass MVP up out of here, bro. This is one of the worst MVPs. This should be at the bottom with Steve Nash, bro.
Did Embiid deserve this award over Nikola Jokic? I don't think
no.
so. From an advanced stats standpoint, I would definitely give it to Jokic. Embiid was campaigning hard for this MVP, and he was rewarded for the fact that he campaigned for it. But still, 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4.2 assists, a steal, 1.7 blocks on 55% shooting. I feel like this season from Embiid, as much as I think Jokic deserved the MVP, I feel like this season is low-key starting to become underrated because people take a dump on it so much that people are starting to downplay how good he actually was. And so, yeah, actually, after further consideration, I'm probably okay with where it's ranked, to be honest. Russell Westbrook in 2017.
They only say this because the Thunder was a first seed. They only say this because the Thunder wasn't a first seed. Let's be real, bro. He averaged a triple double, bro. Like, he was going to him regardless, bro. Nigga averaged a triple double. We haven't seen that. Think about it. Oscar Robertson did it in what, 62, 63, I believe. 62 or 63. We go all the way to 2017, and for the first time ever, we see a player average a triple double. You think they not gonna give him the MVP? They had to, bruh. They had to. He was averaging a triple double. That's not the nobody's ever done that since Oscar Robertson, bruh. That was incredible. Like, back then, that was understandable, but like now, it's kind of like the standard. So now that the triple double, now that people could damn near average triple doubles, starting to become the standard now for certain players, not all players. But at the same time, I think because it's getting to that point where it's starting to become the stats, somebody can actually average these stats again. I think that people are now downplaying this, because at first nobody was downplaying this. Everybody felt like he should have won it. We was all in agreement. Russell Westbrook was the MVP because he was averaging a triple double, and then he did it for like what, 4 more seasons. So yeah, I say he deserved it.
From a seeding standpoint, from a team success standpoint, you know, not one of the better seasons.
Was it the strongest MVP? No, it's not the strongest. I would never consider it a top 10 MVP, but from like a stats perspective and from like we ain't never seen a nigga do this for an entire season before place, absolutely. But like when we get to the postseason, okay, that's where people start to throw they critics in and say he didn't deserve it. But everybody was in agreement that at the time that a triple double has never been seen before. So yes, give it to him.
In NBA history, but again, it was the first triple double since Oscar Robertson, triple double season since Oscar Robertson in 1962. And after the departure of Kevin Durant, the OKC Thunder absolutely needed all of these stats here. Almost 32 points per game, 11 rebounds, 10.4 assists, 1.6 steals, 42.5% shooting. Yeah, I mean, they were leading hard upon him that year. Westbrook was absolutely on a mission. This was kind of his screw you season to the league, and it was epic to watch. It was really, really epic to watch. So I'm okay with where it's at. Giannis in 2019, 28 points, 12.5 rebounds, 6 assists.
All right, now y'all hating. 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 Nope. Nope. I can make my own video. I just decided to react to this one, Amir. But what's good with you, though, Amir? What's good with you, though? What's good with you? But nah, y'all hating. Y'all hating.
Stop it. Get some help.
Y'all hating. That man went to the conference finals. Y'all hating.
0.3 steals and 1.5 blocks on 58% shooting. Now, what's funny is, as crazy as it sounds, these numbers are pretty tame by Giannis' standards, especially over like the last 6 seasons in the NBA.
Yeah, it's tamed by his standards today. This was some revolutionary stats from him when he first did this. So that's why he got it. But like like today's Giannis, yeah, this would be considered a terrible season for Giannis. These would be terrible numbers by Giannis by standards today for Giannis, but back then this was new. This was new territory for him. So nah.
Yeah, Giannis is just a stat fantasy freak. Like from a fantasy basketball perspective, this guy is almost always a top 3 pick in the league. And so yeah, great run from Giannis. I can't hate on it. If anything, it should probably be top 15. But 2018, James Harden. I've always thought this season maybe gets pushed a little too hard.
This was probably one of the more weaker seasons, bro, because there really wasn't no contenders this year. This was really one of them years where there was really no contenders. Like, I think Kevin Durant had a strong case, but I think he got injured like midway through the season. So they just gave it to James Harden because he was the most consistent one. Because believe it or not, I think Kevin Durant was having like probably one of his best seasons at Golden State at that time. And then I think he went down with an ankle injury. I think he came down on somebody's foot on a rebound or something like that. It was either that or I think Zaza Pachulia fell on his leg or something like that. I forgot what happened to Kevin Durant, but I remember he got injured in the middle of the season, and like he was pretty much gone for like 2 months.
Having it ahead of Giannis, I wouldn't do that because at this point, James Harden still really needed to improve his defense, and he has over the years. He's improved a little bit, but this was a point where he was still being frequently criticized for his effort on that end of the court.
But this was definitely one of the weaker MVP years because there wasn't no true contenders out there for MVP.
But offensively, I mean, he was solid. Look at that, 30.4 points and still managing to get up 8.8 assists to his teammates and 45% shooting. Did get 1.8 steals, so he was quick with the hands, but some of that on-ball defense was definitely lacking that year. But the other thing is, they were 65 and 17. So critique of all you want for his defense, talk about the playoff, whatever, but it was helping him win in the regular season, and the regular season is what matters when you're looking at this MVP award. So, basically some of the points I made, you can kind of undo if you're just looking at the regular season, how it went in and of itself. Now, I think some people are going to look at this one, and they're going to be a little bit upset.
This the one where I feel like, this the one where they shocked the hell out of me. Because I thought it was gonna go to Kobe. I honestly thought Kobe was gonna get it this year. The numbers that Kobe was putting up this year, you would think that him being the golden boy for the NBA around this time, because this was pre-Colorado Kobe, you would think that this would have went to Kobe, but they shocked the hell out of me when they gave it to Tim Duncan. I was like, wow, they gave it to Tim Duncan and not Kobe? I was shocked. I was shocked by this season. But I wasn't mad at it, though. I was never mad at it, but I was just shocked that they would give this to Tim Duncan and Kobe was putting up superstar level stats at that time, because he wasn't like on superstar level. He was like sidekick level. But then in the postseason, that's when he turned to a superstar. But Kobe was going crazy in 03. But I was shocked that they didn't give it to him.
Said that Tim Duncan in 2003, I mean, that was a legendary season for Tim Duncan, flat out. Just one of the greatest individual seasons in NBA history. But that's usually when you're factoring in the playoffs and the NBA Finals, especially as well. But from a regular season standpoint, not nearly as impressive as his 2002 season. 23 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 51% shooting. Still great numbers, but he definitely had better numbers in 2002. And so we all know who Duncan is. You don't need me to elaborate too much, but yeah, I think I would have actually ranked Duncan's 2002 regular season ahead of his 2003 regular season. Obviously, if you bring the postseason into it, it's no competition. But from just a regular season standpoint, 2002 should be higher than this one. Nikola Jokic at number 13, 2021. So now
this should low-key be at the bottom. The 2021 season for Jokic should be at the bottom. The only reason why I say it should be at the bottom is because didn't he get bounced in like this? What was it? First round? I don't remember. Was it the first round he got bounced in? I forgot. Who did the Suns? No, the Suns played the Lakers in the first round. So it had to be the second round. Yeah, it had to be the second round that the Nuggets got eliminated then. But yeah, this is one of the weaker ones because they was like the 6th seed, wasn't it? This season they was like the 6th seed, and this is one of Jokic's weaker MVPs. Yeah,
we're getting close to the better half of this list, and so Jokic had 26 points, 11 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 1.3 steals, 56.6% shooting. And what's funny is it's the same thing with Jokic that I was talking about with Giannis earlier. These numbers are so freaking tame by Jokic's modern standards. Last year, he took his scoring up by like 4 points, averaged more rebounds, averaged a couple more assists, was even more efficient from the field and way more efficient from three-point range. And so it's crazy how Jokic just seems to get better and better statistically every single year. But still an impressive year. A lot of people were just marveled at how well he did for this team, and at certain points during the year absolutely carried these Nuggets. And so yeah, I definitely think this is in a good location.
That's what if you was here earlier when we got to Dirk Nowitzki MVP season, you would hear my rant where I said my little rant that I went on where I said this. Oh, you was here? Okay, so I hear you, Amir, but I don't agree. I don't agree. I feel like if you're considered the best player, you have to think about it. We ranking these after the fact, though. We ranking these MVP seasons after the fact. So we not even going based off the regular season. Fuck the regular season. What did you do as a whole? And to be honest, I factor in the postseason too. I hear you, but I factor in the postseason too. I don't do that. If you get bounced in the first round and they give you the MVP award, your MVP is tainted. It doesn't matter. Your MVP is tainted. You're not even in the postseason anymore. Your MVP is tainted. They labeled you as the best player in the league. You cannot be. I'm just saying, bro. I can't give you that one.
Maybe even a little bit higher would have been good. SGA, this most recent 2025 season, he did have
Shay's is pretty. Shay had a good MVP season. Shay had a good MVP season. Is it top 10? Where we fuck no, but I think probably put it like at 16.
a very, very talented group overall. You guys all saw that as they ended up winning the NBA championship after having a 68-win regular season. And so 32.7 points, basically 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 1.7 steals, 52% shooting. His game is so beautiful, so polished. Everybody, of course, is going to complain about the foul merchant thing and, you know, how he flops on the offensive end, like basically baits for foul calls and stuff. Is that true? Yes. But also, the guy is stupid talented. His footwork in his game is ridiculously polished. And, you know, obviously he was just recognized for what he did in the regular season. But, you know, he made a lot of history in the postseason as well, being the first like scoring champion to go on and win the championship and the Finals MVP since like Shaquille O'Neal in 2000. And so some really select historic company that he was involved in. I am shocked that Giannis in 2020 isn't in the
They some haters, man. This is top 10. How do you not give this to, bro? He won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same season, bro. Nah, bro. And it was, and I feel like the season low key kind of tainted because of the COVID situation, but this season kind of a little bit tainted because they didn't really finish the season fully. But y'all hating. There's no way you cannot say this is a top 10 MVP season, bro. He finished with the fucking Defensive Player of the Year as well. Now, granted, I wouldn't say this was the best of them. This would definitely be just number 10 off rip. This would be number 10 off rip just because he got bounced in the second round by the fucking Miami Heat. But then again, nobody counts that Mickey Mouse as a bubble ring anyway. So I guess by this I guess by those standards, hey, people don't even really count that fucking ring. So I guess by those standards, I guess we can say this was probably a tainted yet weaker conference, a weaker season, I should say, not a conference but a season. Low key, this season is tainted because of the COVID shit though. So I could understand some people ranking this super low though, but winning Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same season, I don't know if you could say that's not a. I don't think you can't say that's not a top 10 worthy, because who else has done that outside of Michael Jordan and who else? Hakeem Olajuwon. Who else has done that? You win 2 awards in the same year.
Top 10. Wow. When this happened, a lot of people were saying this was one of the greatest statistical seasons and just seasons overall in NBA history. Having this outside of the top 10, that's a hot take. So he averaged 29.5 points, 13.
But I understand though, because of the year that it happened. If this happened in if he did this in the year he won the championship or the year in 2019, if he did this in 2019, this would have a little bit more validity to it. But because it's the 2020 bubble season, I can understand why people would put that down.
15.6 rebounds, which is just insane. I think the last time a guy had that kind of numbers where he's scoring that many points on that many rebounds was like Moses Malone in the 70s, late 70s or early 80s. Like Moses Malone was doing that. And then 55% shooting. Not only was he the MVP, but he was the Defensive Player of the Year that season as well. And I think the only guys to win MVP and be the DPOY in the same season is Giannis, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and I think that's it. I think it's just the 3 of them. And at the time, I think he also had the greatest player efficiency rating, the greatest PER of any player in NBA history for a single season. So yeah, to have his top 11, that's certainly a hot take. I don't know if he has anything negative to say about it. That season, the Bucks were on pace to win 62 games despite the short season due to the pandemic and the subsequent bubble. Yeah, I mean, not really. It doesn't get much stronger than that. Well, apparently you think there's 10 seasons stronger than that. And so, yeah, to me, this is definitely top 10. Probably much higher than this, to be honest, for my list personally.
I'll put it up higher.
Let's see here. Jokic in 2022. This guy is always in the running, man. 27 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, 1.5 steals. 50.
Now, this was a stronger MVP season. By far, this was a stronger MVP season. This was by far a stronger MVP season. But I think he got bounced in the second round. Was it the first? I don't remember, bro. Was this the first round or the second round? One of the years he won MVP and he got bounced in the first round, bro. I think it was this season, bro. Because this was the year the Warriors won. And they faced the Warriors, but I don't remember if it was the first round or the second round. I think it was the first round. If I'm not mistaken. You know what? It was the first round because they faced Ja Morant in the second round. And then I think in the conference finals, they faced Luka in the conference finals. Yup. This a first round exit. This a first round exit year. That's why he getting it from home. Yup. That's why he was at home with his horses. Yup. That's why he was smiling a little bit there when he got it.
58% shooting, just ridiculously efficient again. Personally, I think I would have ranked for the defensive impact. I'm definitely putting Giannis ahead of this.
Exactly.
But still great stuff on the offensive end from the Joker. And so, yeah.
One of his stronger MVP seasons, but definitely not the nah.
And then they talk about some of his advanced stats, win shares, VORP, player efficiency rating, box plus minus. Dude killed it in basically every aspect. And he's usually dominating those year in and year out. So LeBron James in 2020.
This should be top 3. This for LeBron James should be top 3. This should be top 3. This season alone. Wait, I keep saying it, bro. His first one was his best one. Okay. LeBron James' first ring was his best ring by far. This was his best fucking season by far. This should be top 3. No hate on this one. LeBron James in 2012 should be top 3. I understand there's a strong case for 2013. I understand 2013. They went on a 27-game win streak. But Ray Allen saved their season. Now, let's not forget, Ray Allen is the one who saved their season.
12. 27.1 points, 7.9 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 2 steals, 53% shooting. So it was a lockout shortened season. And although the team was good, they were definitely much better in 2013, where they went on to win 27 straight regular season games, and LeBron's stats were definitely much better at that point as well. I actually think I would drop this specific LeBron season below Jokic and Giannis in 2020.
No, I don't agree with that.
Still a great season, but not quite up to the standards of, like, say, the 2013 season, that's for sure. And but regardless, pretty solid. He was in contention of the Defensive Player of the Year. Some LeBron fans especially think that's pretty controversial, but they gave the award to Marc Gasol, who was actually second team all defense, but the people that determine who is on first and second all defense teams are different than the MVP voters, so it still kind of made sense. And based on the advanced stats, it did belong to Marc Gasol. But still, great season from LeBron. We know what he did in the playoffs, even though it's just about the regular season. But again, for a lockout shortened season, I feel like maybe this is a little too generous, especially when this is your level of competition. Number 8, Kevin Garnett in 2004. Yeah, this one was awesome.
This is absolutely top 10. This is a top 10 season. This is top 10 season. Absolutely. Probably one of the best Timberwolves seasons ever. Until they make the finals, this is still considered one of the best seasons the Timberwolves ever had.
Is it fair to his teammates at the time to say he carried the Minnesota Timberwolves? I mean, he carried them more so than a lot of players did. 24.2 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, and 2.2 blocks on 50% shooting. I believe this season from KG was one of only 5 seasons in NBA history from an individual player for him to lead his team in all 5 stat categories. And so he led the Timberwolves in scoring. He led the Timberwolves in rebounding, led them in assists, led them in steals, led them in blocks. And on top of that, they were still one of the better seeded teams in the league. For a franchise that is historically the most losing franchise in NBA history, KG does not get enough love for 2004. So 8 is a great location, but you could even argue higher up on the list. Number 7.
They ranked 2010 LeBron over 2012 LeBron. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. What is this?
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
Oh my God, corny, lame, boo, tomato.
Ain't no way y'all saying that ain't no way we saying that 2010 LeBron is better than 2012 LeBron. There's no way we're saying this, bro. There's no way we're saying this, bro. Come on, dog.
LeBron James in 2010. Strong numbers from LeBron, almost 30 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, 8.6 assists, 50% shooting, 1.6 steals, which is actually pretty solid for LeBron as well. They won 61 games. I don't think people remember this season as positively for LeBron because of the sour ending that it had in the NBA playoffs after, they had really, really high expectations. But yeah, end of his Cleveland days, LeBron was just such an athletically dominant specimen. And so, yeah, it's tough to say if I'd have it 7th, but LeBron was crazy in Cleveland. And people think now, oh, he's as good as ever. He's still just as athletic as ever. Man, go back and watch some first stint LeBron Cleveland Cavaliers footage. That dude had speed and leaping ability that was different. And so, yeah, this guy was a freak, and you can see it.
But he didn't have all the skills together, though. That's why Boston ended up taking his ass out in the second round. He didn't have all the skills together. 2012 is 10 times better because he had all the skills. You don't drop 45 against Boston and then go on to win games. Come on, dog. He dropped 45 on Boston in 2012, bro. That's 10 times better than what he... Nah.
See it in the stat sheet. Nikola Jokic in 2024. 26.4 points, 12...
Jamal Murray sold him right here. Jamal Murray sold this whole season for him. Between Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they sold this season for him.
0.4 rebounds, 9 assists, 58% shooting. And what's funny is, again, these numbers are so tame compared to what he did in 2025. And so I don't know, to a certain extent, Jokic's disadvantage is the fact that he's competing against himself, and his numbers at this point are getting so ridiculous that this is starting to, as insane as it sounds, look pedestrian by his standards. So I'm really not trying to lose track of the fact that, man, this is ridiculous. Jokic is such an incredible anomaly. Dude was incredible in 2024. The advanced stats were always there. I mean, what can I say that hasn't already been said? Don't take this dude for granted. Shaq in 2000, the 99 to 2000 season. This, for me, was peak Shaq from an athletically.
I can't even argue with this season. I can't even argue. This is definitely a top 5 season. They actually got this one right. This, out of all of them, this is by far the only one they got right. This is top 5. This is definitely a top 5 season, bro. Shaq in 2000, that's a top 5 season.
Dominant form. This Shaq was the perfect blend between the muscle-bound Shaq that we saw in 2002 and 2003 and the Orlando Magic Shaq that still had that athleticism, leaping ability. I mean, you guys saw how high he got off the ground when he caught that lob pass from Kobe in the Western Conference Finals. But some aspects that people forget about Shaq, I mean, not only are these numbers ridiculous, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 57% shooting, but the Lakers won 67 games. It was the best regular season that the Shaq and Kobe Lakers ever had. But what people also forget is Shaq nearly won Defensive Player of the Year this season as well. He was second. He was the runner-up to Alonzo Mourning, and there was a lot of people actually that thought Shaq should have won it this year. And so, yeah, he could have been only the 4th player in NBA history to win the MVP award and the Defensive Player of the Year award in the same season. And it's not just dominance from a stat standpoint, physically dominant. Shaq was imposing his will. He was getting the opposing teams in foul trouble. This dude was just such a problem for multiple reasons.
The last season, Shaq actually gave a fuck. Let's just be real, bro. This the last season Shaq actually gave a fuck. After that, there wasn't no competition. There wasn't really no competition for him for the next couple of years.
On top of that, the gravity of Shaq. Shaq having teams collapse the defense upon him made guys like Robert Horry better, Derek Fisher better, Brian Shaw better, even Kobe to a certain extent. He opened up guys on the perimeter quite a bit, with just his gravitational pull. And so, yeah, for me, top 5 is justified for sure. LeBron James in 2009, I got.
Still not better than the 2012 season. Still not better.
Admit, are we getting the vibe that Medium, whoever put this article out, is kind of a LeBron fan? There's a lot of really generous LeBron rankings here, and we still haven't got to 2013 yet, which is fine because 2013 was insane.
2010 and 2009 should be in the middle, in that 15, 16, 18 range.
But 2009 LeBron, really awesome year for him. 28.4 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 1.7 steals, and 49% shooting. Athletically, he was insane. Cavs won 66 games, which was a franchise record. And the other thing about this season that's nuts is, you wouldn't look at this roster and think it's a 66-win roster. Not by any means. And so I feel like he's definitely getting extra points for that. The other thing is LeBron, I think this is one of those other seasons where he did lead his team in every stat category, just like Kevin Garnett in 2004. 2009 LeBron is one of those 5 or 6 guys maybe at this point. So yeah, just an incredible season. From a stats standpoint, definitely not up to the standards of some of the other ones we've seen, like Jokic and Giannis and those other guys. But you also have to remember this was, the late 2000s, and scoring was not as abundant as it was in the modern NBA. So yeah, there's some things to be said about that. But yeah, pretty good ranking for LeBron. Kevin Durant, 2014. This was pretty high, but this was a.
This is This like top 12. This like a top 12 season, in my personal opinion. This is a top 12 season. Because it really didn't start out strong. He wasn't really starting out that strong until like January. It wasn't until like, I want to say from Christmas going into like the All-Star break. That's when Kevin Durant started going off. It wasn't like he was doing this all season. He was pretty much tame for like the first couple of months. Then like from Christmas to like All-Star break, he started turning up, and then the narrative was he the MVP.
Great MVP season for KD. This is the one where he told his mom that she's the real MVP. Yeah, exactly. It says it right there. 32 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 5.5 assists. I also believe this was a, so not quite 50, 40, 90, but pretty darn close. 50, 39, 87 shooting splits. He got a 50, 40, 90 season somewhere other than this year, but he was pretty darn close to it. And so it was massive for the OKC Thunder. They won 59 games. And yeah, this was, say what you will about KD winning finals MVP with the Warriors, all that sort of thing. But from an individual standpoint, this is where he was at his peak. I don't think I'd have him top 3. I don't think I'd rank him above 2000
No,
Shaq.
absolutely not.
Talking about the best Shaquille.
You cannot rank him above Shaq. You can't rank him above 2012 LeBron. You can't rank him. You can't rank his MVP season above Giannis 2020 season. One of Jokic's seasons. Nah, this is like top 12 at best, bro.
O'Neal we have ever seen, and this guy was one of the most physically dominating players in NBA history. So for him to be 5 and KD in 2014 at 3, I think I'd have Shaq higher than that. But yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not deserved. KD was a monster that year. Number 2, LeBron James in 2013. I mean, we all know this season.
I don't argue with it though. I think LeBron James, Miami Heat MVPs are in the top 5 discussion, at top 5 or top 7 discussion.
Miami was just insane. Not that he didn't have help. He still had Wade, he had Bosh, then he had Ray Allen making 3-point shots as well. So he did have plenty of help. But especially from a leadership and record-setting standpoint, at one point they won 27 straight regular season games. Just insane. They were also solid defensively, which LeBron was a big part of that. 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.7 steals on 56.5% shooting. Guys, this guy's a small forward. 56.5% shooting. That is ridiculous. That's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his prime, skyhooking his way to 56.5% some seasons, and LeBron was averaging that level of efficiency on 27 points per game as a small forward. Truly goofy stuff, and somehow LeBron was also fantastic from three-point range this year as well, hitting over 40% of his threes. So yeah, LeBron, this was an incredible year. Some people even think this should be number 1. Some people don't think this should be top 2. I don't have a problem with it being ranked this high because it is so incredible from an efficiency standpoint, and they did set records. And then number 1, yes, I would agree with this. Number 1, Steph Curry.
I can't even argue with it. This is by far one of the best seasons ever. Even though these niggas blew a 3-1 lead in the finals, I still don't know how the fuck that happens, but still, definitely one of the best MVP seasons I've ever witnessed. 2016 was something special, bro. But Allen Iverson is top 3. I don't care what y'all say. Allen Iverson is top 3. Should have been right behind Steph Curry. I don't care what y'all say. Allen Iverson's season should have been behind Steph Curry's season. I don't care. I said what I said, goddamn.
In 2016. Listen, guys, I get it. What happened to the playoffs sours this season a little bit because they did blow the 3-1 lead to LeBron James in the NBA Finals and the Cleveland Cavaliers, all that, yada, yada, yada. It's a regular season award, and we can't forget about what he did that regular season. 30.1 points per game. He had a 50-40-90 season, but it's even better than that. It was a 50-45% from three-point range, and he made 400 three-pointers per game. Now, what's crazy is, since 2016, the three-point shots, or the amount of three-pointers being attempted, has inflated to an even greater extent. But even with that being said, Steph Curry has still held the record for about a decade now. So it's just a nuts season. At the time, I believe it was the highest scoring 50-40-90 season in NBA history, was the game's leading scorer. Nearly got to 7 assists per game, which is really, really high. He also led the NBA in steals that season as well. So, and then I haven't even got to the point, they went 73-9. They went 73-9. The only unanimous MVP season in NBA history. I will say Shaq should have got it in 2000. They gave 1 vote to Allen Iverson, which was a crime.
As they should.
This should have been unanimous as well. But Steph Curry set history in more ways, than I have fingers, basically, this season. And so to me,
But here's the thing, though. He took his team to the finals. Here's the thing, though, Amir. He took his team to the finals, though. I can't hate on you if you go to the finals. If you make it to the finals, then it's no longer individual, it's team based because it's best team versus best team. So I don't really judge if you make it to the finals. I judge you making it, at least make it to the conference finals. If you make it to the conference finals, I'm not gonna hate on your MVP season. Just make it to the conference finals. And as long as you don't get swept in the conference finals, you're good. So I can't judge you in the final if you make it to the final. I will say, though, blowing a 3-1 lead is crazy, but that's a team thing, though. That's a team thing.
This is number one. Was he an elite defensive player? Was he first team all defense? No, but like in the same way where we look at Nikola Jokic and how special he is as one of the greatest.
That's how I'm grading it.
2016 Steph Curry will always be looked at and revered as one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. He, for a short period of time, he did replace LeBron James as the face of the league.
Or even if you make it to the second round, I at least expect you to go out swinging, bro. Like if you averaging like career highs, but your team is just letting you down, I give you some leeway because you were still doing your thing, but you got bounced in the second round. But if you went out swinging, I give you your props and say, okay, I give you a little bit of props because you went out swinging, but. I can't really jump on it for the finals thing though, because that's a team thing. It's team versus team at that point. But blowing a 3-1 lead is crazy though.
And I mean that for this season, if Steph Curry maintained this level of play, he would have been the face of the league moving forward. But he didn't. It was just this one kind of season where he was just out of this world, man. Is Steph always good? Yes, but 2016 Steph was different, absolutely different. And so I definitely have some disagreements with this list. It's not the worst, list I've ever seen.
This is trash.
Reports would have been a lot worse than this.
This is trash. This list invalid. They put Allen Iverson at the bottom with Steve Nash. Fuck out of here. This list trash. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Allen Iverson's MVP season is a top 3 MVP season. I don't care what y'all say. Fuck out of here.
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
Try. That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Definitely a lot of love for LeBron. I mean, how many LeBrons alone do we have in the top 10? We got 9, 7.
All of them. All
4.
of them.
Damn.
All of them.
LeBron almost making up half of the top 10 here. So.
All of them. LeBron dick riding at his finest, bro.
Stop it. Get some help.
The only ones that belong in the top 10 is fucking 2012 and 2013. You can throw 2010 and 2009 in the garbage, bro. Trash years.
I definitely feel like this was a LeBron fan who made this list. LeBron definitely deserves some high spots, but nearly making up half of the top 10 is kind of crazy. Giannis in 2011, he should have been higher. Not 2011, 11th place from 2020.
This should have been like number, at the bare minimum, number 10.
Again, these numbers, while being the defensive player of the year, while having one of the most amazing seasons ever from an advanced stats standpoint, and you're not in the top 10, like, come on, man, you got to give him more love than that. And so, yeah, and then a little too harsh on Steve Nash as well. A little too harsh, but...
No, Steve Nash is properly praised. Shut the fuck up. Nah, stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Kobe should have won 06. Allen Iverson should have won 05. I don't care what y'all say. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
I ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Steve Nash did not deserve them MVPs, dog. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Try.
But yeah, not the worst list I've ever seen. So guys, let me know how your list would change up from, mediums, this guy Edwin's list here. Do you think some of my opinions are whack? I want to hear it. And then who do you...
This man defending the fuck out of Steve Nash. No, nigga, trash. Look at them stats. Go back. Hold on.
Too harsh on Steve Nash as well. A little too harsh.
Wait. Go back.
Harsh, but...
Look at them stats. 2006. 20 points. 20, okay, he had a double-double. Okay, cool. 50, 40, 90. Okay, cool. That nigga Kobe put up 81 in the game, bro. He outscored the Dallas Mavericks in 3 quarters, bro. Fuck out of here. And then if we go back even further, go back.
Give more love than that. And so, yeah, and then a little too harsh on Steve Nash.
No. Go. Wait. We keep skipping over that.
Defensive player of the year while having one of the most amazing seasons ever from an advanced stats standpoint, and you're not in the top 10, like, come on, man, you gotta give more love than that. And so, yeah, and then a little too harsh on Steve Nash as well.
But you keep skipping it. Goddamn. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Steve Nash should not. Steve Nash at 06 should have went to Kobe. At 05 should have went to Allen Iverson, bro. Allen Iverson should have got 05, bro. Allen Iverson was like the second best player that whole season, bro. That's an underrated Allen Iverson season, 05. Because that was the last time he led the league in scoring and steals, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit about Steve Nash, bro. Steve Nash can be thrown in the trash. He deserved to be at the bottom with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid had probably one of the worst MVP seasons I have ever seen from a nigga that bitch moaned and cried about him not getting the MVP, and they gave it to him out of sympathy.
Stop it. Get some help.
Fuck Joel Embiid. But anyways, though, that's just gonna about do it for this one. This shit is infuriating. I can make my own, but y'all wouldn't like it because the Giannis and Allen Iverson bias would piss y'all off. I don't care. There was LeBron bias in here, so technically I could do what the fuck I want to do. Yeah. It's my channel. Fuck integrity, nigga. This is my channel. Fuck you. Fuck you mean, nigga? This is my channel. I can do what the fuck I want to do. Fuck, I got a fuck integrity. Fuck integrity, nigga. Fuck integrity, nigga. This my list. This my list. Fuck y'all mean. Anyways, so I just go about do it for this one. I'll see y'all the next one. Till then, deuces. Oh my God.